Hi, everyone. Welcome back to What's Up Wednesday. My name is Rachel, and I'm on the client success team here at Early Learning Ventures. And today I'm joined by Marleen Toby, who is the Senior Associate with Civitas Strategies. And she's here today to share all about time-space percentage. Welcome, Marleen, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Rachel. It's my pleasure to be here with you.
Yeah, really excited to have you and really excited. We've shared a lot of great information from Civitas here recently. We had Jennifer on for an episode talking about taxes, and we had Gary on for an episode talking about retirement. And so we're really happy to have you here with us today to share your expertise as well.
Yeah, thank you so much. And thanks for inviting me. Appreciate it.
Thank you also to everyone who is joining us live today. If you have not heard of us before, we are a 501c3 nonprofit based out of Colorado, and our mission is to expand access to quality and affordable childcare. I have links in the description of this video that will take you to our website where you can learn more about the various resources that we offer and access our full What's Up Wednesday playlist. But also Marleen provided us with great resources as well, and you can find those in the description also. And since we are live today, if you do have any questions that come up while we're talking, please add them to the chat. We would love to try to get to answer your questions while we're here today, or if you just want to pop in and say hello, we love to see that as well. And we are also hosting an exciting giveaway that could save you anywhere from $300 to $1,200, depending on the size of your program. So this is for our existing Alliance Core users to win a one-year scholarship to use the system. To be entered to win, we're just asking that you add a comment to our What's Up Wednesday videos answering this question. What do you do to take care of yourself outside of work? So tell us what that looks like for you and what self-care and caring for yourself or your own well-being outside of caring for children or for others looks like for you. And if you are not already familiar with Alliance Core and would like to learn more, please contact us or visit the link in the description of the video where you can get a free demo or ask us any questions. All right, Marleen, let's get started. Can you start us off by introducing yourself and just telling us a bit about your role at Civitas Strategies?
Absolutely. And thank you. So, as Rachel mentioned, my name is Marleen Toby, and I'm very thrilled to be here with you today. So, for over 30 years, 30 wonderful years, I've been on an incredible journey in the field of early care and education. My academic background includes a bachelor's degree in management and organizational development and a master's in early childhood education, specializing birth through third grade. My passion for this work has led me through a multitude of roles, from being an executive director over Head Start, Early Head Start programs to owning and overseeing different types of childcare settings from home centers, ministries, you name it. These days, I am very fortunate to be able to pull all of my expertise to work as a senior associate at Civitas Strategies. My role primarily focuses on content creation and supporting childcare providers through direct coaching, training, and facilitating webinars that tackle those real world challenges that providers face every day. And I do work with both family childcare providers and centers, and we just help them to strengthen that business acumen overall, so they can grow their businesses and be a lot stronger in what they are doing. And we're very excited about that. And I would be remiss to not give a little blurb about our organization at Civitas Strategies. I know that you all know about us, but I will say that we are a mission-driven organization that has been supporting often overlooked businesses for over 15 years. Our primary focus is the childcare sector. And we do work across the United States, helping individuals gain that deeper understanding, of course, helping them to improve their business acumen. We do work with nonprofits, state organizations, and try to help them to support sustainability as we work with those family and other center-based childcare providers. And that's all I'm going to say about Civitas, because I know that you guys have a lot of information about us.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much. And like I said, you are here to share your expertise with us. So it's amazing to get to learn more about you as well.
Great.
So let's get started. What is time space percentage or calculation, and why is it important?
I'm glad that you brought that up. So, first of all, I want to explain that there is a distinction between the time space percentage and the time space calculation. Sometimes they get a little bit confusing. So, percentage represents the portion of expenses incurred for a provider's home that can be attributed to their business. The calculation is simply a series of steps that the providers can use to find that percentage of the home expenses that can be attributed to their business use as well. Now, it considers the amount of time that the home is used for business and the space in the home that is used for business as well. It's not only essential for accurate financial management, but it's also used by providers when filing their federal taxes and ensuring that they can claim the appropriate amount of business expenses.
Great. Thank you so much for explaining the difference there and the distinction. How can a provider determine how much of their expenses are considered business expenses?
Okay, so we're going to start with a home base. For our home based family child care providers, many of those expenses serve both for business and personal purposes. It is important for them to know how to distinguish the spaces and how they should be included in that time space, and that is if those are applicable. So, whenever providers have expenses that are solely dedicated to their business and have no elements of common use, for example, if there's like a phone line that is only for the childcare business, or maybe they purchase some outdoor equipment for the children, those expenses can be reimbursed at 100% of cost and are not subject to that time space calculation. However, for business purposes, the time portion of time space weighs on how much time regular areas are used for business, and the space is classified as either regular or exclusive use.
Yeah. What is the difference between regular and exclusive use?
Logical next question. So, regular use basically means those areas that are used all day, such as a play area, or those areas used part of the day, like a napping area, but they may have other uses during non business hours. Now, regardless if the space is used all day or just part of the day for business, it counts towards the space calculation. Now, to determine the area of the home that is regularly used for childcare business, a provider would simply add the square footage of all regularly used spaces together. Now, for exclusive use, these are the areas that are only used for the childcare program and nothing else. For a provider to determine the area of the home that is exclusively used for their childcare business, they would simply add the square footage of each exclusively used space together. And that's pretty much time space.
I love that. I mean, you're explaining it so well to where it feels so understandable. I also want to mention too that for anyone who is using Alliance Core, we do have some features in place in the system that can help you with this and just determining which rooms of your home are exclusive or regular use and inputting those square footage calculations to help you when it comes time to do that time space calculation. And we would love to help you with that. If you have any questions or want help setting that up or making sure that you're utilizing those features, please let us know.
Yes, and I got a glimpse of your tool. It's amazing. I love it.
Right. Yeah. Awesome. So, Marlene, what is the easiest way for a provider to manually calculate their time space percentage?
So we referenced the tools, both ELV and Civitas Strategies. We both have tools that kind of can work in tandem, but that's when you're looking at things from a digital perspective. Are we showing everything in the wrong screen? I want to make sure that you're not seeing everything there.
Oh, yeah. Looks like here we can change it. I got
Yeah.
the slides and the notes there.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Do I need to reshare? Because I can simply do that if necessary. Not a problem.
Maybe, yeah, I'm still seeing the notes there. That's okay. We can readjust.
All right. Let me stop my share really quick and reshare. Let's see. Oh, I have to do it in I'm so used to doing it in mine. Technical hiccup, no worries. Let me get
That's
that.
okay. Screen sharing, it's bound to happen.
Oh, it says stop. Okay, so I'm going to do it again. Present, share my screen, and pick a window. We're going to do that. Now we're going to do screen two. Let's do that. Share. And let's see how this one goes. Uh,
Looks like I'm not seeing the slides on that one. Oh, there we go. All right, pop it up. There we go. Thank
Perfect,
you.
perfect. Thanks for troubleshooting that for us.
Yeah, no
Appreciate
problem.
it. All right, so you asked another question. Can you repeat your question? I want to make sure I'm on
Yes.
the one.
Yeah, so what is the easiest way for a provider to manually calculate their time space percentage?
Okay. So on the screen, you see that we have 6 easy steps that can help providers determine their percentage and perform the calculations, and they can do these manually if they don't have the digital tool. Now, step 1 is for them to determine the square footage of their regular used space. We just talked about regular and exclusive space. So we're going to start with the regular spaces. Now, this can be done by measuring from wall to wall, starting with the longest to the shortest, and then just recording those measurements in feet, not inches. And then they're going to just multiply the length times the width to find the square footage. And we've included that calculation right there in the visual.
Awesome. Yeah, I love to see a visual like that. That's really helpful. We do have a question in the comments from Tammy. She works with a network of providers in Hawaii. So she's saying that she often gets questions about programs with a fenced-in yard. Would that be part of time space calculations?
That is actually one of our questions that we're going to address. We really want to make sure that if you have a space and it's outside, our outside spaces don't necessarily apply to time space unless it is a physical place that's physically attached to your home structure. So we're just looking at the space of, like, say, maybe a deck. You could count that, but as far as your backyard is concerned, or a shed that's not physically attached to your structure, those would not count.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And what about providers that have oddly shaped rooms?
Okay. Yeah. So for those oddly shaped rooms, we're kind of going to use that same calculation, but just kind of do something a little bit different. So if they have like a nook or an extra rule, maybe has a closet in it and it's like shaped really clunky, they simply just break that room into smaller rectangular blocks and then use that calculation that we just provided there for each of those blocks and simply add those together at the end. And then after they have calculated everything, that's when they can move on to step 2, which is taking or dividing the square footage of their regularly used childcare space by the square footage of their home, and that's going to give them a percentage.
Great. Thank you. And then I know we did talk about outdoor areas, and can those be counted in time space percentage? Do you have anything to add to that?
No, not really. Just to keep in mind that, time space is really just talking about the areas in which you are using for for your childcare business. And so, again, really wanting to hone in on that the operative word there is physically attached. So that's something that a lot of providers, they tend to get hung up on, like, but I use it for my business. Yes, I understand that. But that space does need to be physically attached in order for it to count towards time space.
Okay, that's great to know. Can a provider count time that they spent preparing and cleaning up when children are not present?
Absolutely. So this is step 3. So once we do know about the amounts of space, we just move on to step 3, which is to determine the amount of time that's used for during the childcare during the year. We do have another visual of that on there, but the simple answer to that is yes. This is something that providers often forget to do or don't realize that they can do. So calculating time spent preparing and cleaning up when the children are not present and the amount of hours that the child care space is open per year should definitely be included. Now, this would then be multiplied by the number of weeks that the program was open for service, and they should also add any work hours performed while they were closed. And then you can just progress through steps 4, 5, and 6 after that, which I can go over, or we can go to the next question. It's totally up to you.
Yeah, I think let's continue going through the steps.
Okay, so step 4 is to divide the hours that their home was used for childcare by the total hours in the year. Now on the screen, we've given you a number, which is 8,760. That just happens to be the total number of hours in a year. So you're just going to take that and do that multiplication, division, whatever. You're going to do that for its division. So you're going to take your home use hours and divide it by the number. Math sometimes in the later in the day, it's one of those things, right?
Yes.
Step 5 is to multiply the percentage of the space that is regularly used by the percentage of time that is used to determine what percentage of their expenses are for business. And we have a little visual there on the board for them as well. And then our step 6 is simply to divide the exclusive use space by the total square footage of the home and add it to the results that they gained in step 5. So again, these are the spaces that are only used for the childcare business, not personal use. We do have a little formula, which is exclusive use plus regular use is going to give you the percentage that you can apply to your shared home business expenses for your in-home childcare services if you're claiming or when you're claiming your business use of home at tax time.
Hey, this is so amazing to see this visual and see it broken up into steps. That's really, really helpful. And I hope that anyone who's watching this is able to share this out with others who could utilize this resource and all of this information you've shared with us today. That's very, very helpful.
Great. Good to hear that.
What other resources should providers review when using the time space percentage for tax purposes?
Yeah, so when using that time space calculator, we always encourage providers to review some of our resources. We do have a live time space calculator similar to what you all have. They do are very comparable to one another. Like I said, I've had an opportunity to view yours, and I think that they definitely work in tandem. The Homegrown Childcare Tax Workbook, that's a wonderful tool that I always share with our providers. It has lots of tips and tools, not just for time space, but just getting them prepared for tax season. Lots of examples, templates, and things to that nature. And I highly recommend that. As well as the IRS instructions for Form 8829. Now, this is for usually more of our savvy users. But if you're, a little bit unsure, we always advise providers to consult with a tax professional. We do also encourage everyone to visit Civitas Strategies YouTube channel. Lots of amazing videos there on various topics, lots of great technology videos that have just been uploaded, but these are all going to be relevant topics to your childcare business as a whole, including that time space. And then we also have our Taking Care of Business blog. Now, this was previously run by Tom Copeland, but is now under, of course, the care of Civitas Strategies. And so there are lots and lots of resources, videos, and just reference material there for providers to go through and There's also a feature that, if you have a question, the Tom Copeland blog more than likely has a response or an answer to it. But if you don't, we also have a little section called Ask the Experts where you can reach out.
These are really incredible resources. I just put all of those links that you provided us in the comments here, but they are also in the description of the video. So if you're watching this recorded or you're watching from YouTube, you should be able to find all of those links in the show notes or the description.
Great.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Marleen, and sharing so much with us. Do you have any final thoughts to leave us with?
I will just say that we absolutely love working with our providers and helping small businesses to increase their acumen. So if you're interested at all in any of our services, anything that we do, please feel free to visit us. Rachel has dropped some of the links where you can reach out to contact us, and so we welcome you to reach out at any time. And thank you so much again, Rachel, for inviting me for the What's Up Wednesday. Appreciate your time.
Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you to everybody who watched. Again, please share this video out to help other providers that you're working with. And then you can also contact through any of the links provided. You can contact us. We'd love to help you utilize the features in Alliance Core to be able to do these calculations. I hope that you all have a great rest of your day, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Hi, everyone.